thing, but there's two sides of the coin, right? This coin is used to get more of something else, and this coin you want to get more of by buying something else. So these are short-term holds to get more of this, which is a long-term hold. So you can see there's a totally different mentality with the holder. And what I was basically seeing about 6-12 months ago with Solana is that people were denominating their portfolio in how much Solana that they had. And that has not happened for basically any other coin besides BNB or Ethereum or Bitcoin, right? People in their minds were like, I want to get more Bitcoin, more Ethereum, more Solana. That's how they viewed it in their head. You know, Solana was a top 10 coin, but it was mentally viewed at the same level as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and it was, you know, mentally a top 3 project. And there was that disparity between how people viewed it and how the market valued it. And this is another topic that we get into in this course on the difference between perception and reality. The reality was people viewed this as a top 3 crypto, but the market perceived it as a top 10 at that point in time 6 months ago. And that is why you are seeing this right now. The market is realizing that everyone is denominating their net worth, a lot of people, in Solana. They want to get more Solana. They buy everything else to get more Solana because they're so bullish on it, right? Because the problem with old coins is there's a lot of supply pushing price down, right? And there's not much demand. But with Solana, there is lots of demand because there's everyone who makes money in crypto putting their money back into Solana, which doesn't happen for any other coin. Every other coin has all this supply because people are trying to sell it as it gets into a profit to buy more of something else. So you can see that if you want to buy something for a multi-cycle outperformer, or you think something that might have a multi-cycle outperformance, it's going to be because it has a different holder mentality, okay? And you can see here the two multi-cycle outperformers, BNB. Why is that? Well, all the BNB staff got paid in BNB, and the BNB staff didn't really sell their BNB because they really believed in it. They made so much money during the bull run just from this token going up. Binance was a coin that everyone knew was the backbone of one of the best founders in crypto. It was a cult. Everyone just knew that this guy just built shit and stayed at the front line of innovation. They just knew they wanted to get more of this coin. It was the mentality. Same thing for Solana, and that's why you're seeing this. Okay? So what creates a multi-cycle outperformer? The broader market must want to denominate their profits in that chosen coin, or they must view the coin as something they want to get more of by doing shorter term speculations outside of it. Okay? And I've always viewed Solana as a multi-cycle outperformer, as people want to buy shitcoins to get more of it. Okay, I hope I've rammed that point home now. Now, that's all for this document, but I wanted to show you some tweets to show you something interesting. So, bit of a thread here: old coin bad, new coin good. And let me find the point that he was talking about here. Okay, so this guy basically in this tweet, he gets into flows. Flows is the same concept as understanding supply and demand, right? Flows is just saying, where is the money moving? Supply and demand is just showing how much people want to buy, how much people want to sell, right? How much is there to sell, how much is there to buy? That's the same as flows. And he's basically explaining in this tweet that there is a number of different flows in crypto. So there's bearish flows, so there's supply, which is the people who currently hold the token, and then there's the token emissions. And then there's the bullish flows, which is the new people holding it, or the token sinks. So, for example, token sinks is anything that, from gouges to locks to utility. So, for example, if you have to stake a coin, right, that's a token sink because the token's locked. If there's a buyback program, right, buy and burns, get a bad rap versus distributions, right? So there's different ways that they can create token sinks, where it's basically supply taken off the market, or supply locked away. Or I guess it's also demand through buy and burns, right? So the mantra old coin bad, new coin good is a simple reduction of bullish and bearish flows. If there are few existing disillusioned unlocked holders, they won't have coins to dump. And because it's new, everyone still has to buy, so there's lots of new holders. not rocket science. So when evaluating any play now or in the future, you should have a mental model of what are the flows here. And this is one of the topics that we talk about in the fundamentals, the flows. I think it's the first one we cover. And if you don't have strong thesis on which way flows will be, maybe don't take the trade right now. There will be a future when new inflows dominate all again. We call that PVE. So that's something separate. But you can understand here that in bull runs, or in just generally any market in crypto in general, bull or bear markets, the new coins outperform because they have more demand, less supply. Okay, pretty simple. Here's an example of that in effect, right? Lido, great coin. You know, it's the largest liquid staking derivatives platform in crypto for Ethereum, has billions and billions of dollars locked up, has great revenue numbers, overall great project, right? But it's got a lower valuation than Jito, which is significantly less good if you were to look at it objectively through a certain lens. For example, the revenue, right? A revenue is a very reasonable lens and the TVL to look at what something might be valued. So the Lido revenue is 80 million. The Jito revenue is 40x less, or 35x less. Lido TVL 22 billion, Jito TVL 500 million. Again, that's like 40 times less, I think, 50 times less. It's a lot less. Or it might be 20 times less. My maths is off. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You get the point. But Jito valued at 4 billion, Lido valued at 2.4 billion. Why is Jito valued more? Well, it's a new coin. And revenue numbers and shit don't really drive performance. It's all about the narrative. It's about the story. It's about new, shiny, exciting. It's about what people think could happen. Speculating. It's the speculative premium that exists within a project, okay? The coin you held 6 months ago are not the coins you are holding today, and they will be different in 6 months' time. If not, you're either a maximalist or a retard. What's the odds that your first draft is the best lineup forever till the end of time? 0. Okay, great comment here, and this is absolutely true. If you're not constantly reorganizing your portfolio to stay up to date with the latest trends and to take profit on coins that have, now shifting into being an old coin, you're going to underperform the market. Now, you don't necessarily need to reallocate every 6 months, okay? That might be a little bit too often, but at least from bull market to bull market, your entire portfolio should look entirely different. I know a lot of people who, they send me their portfolios and they're like, oh yeah, I still have these coins from the last bull run. And in this example of either a maximalist or a retard, they're both, right? They're retarded and they're a maximalist because they own a coin which is old and they understand that it's old and they understand that it's not going to perform well, but they've psyoped themselves into keep holding it because they're now a bag holder. They can't sell. You have to sell. You can't keep holding. Sorry, my neck's a bit sore. You can't keep holding that shit. It's just you're going to underperform the market. Here's another one. Give me one reason why I should buy alts that have a $500+ million market cap, had a bull cycle before, coming unlocks and bag holder VCs, waiting for years to dump on me. There are just a few that will survive and most will continue to go down. You can ignore low caps, trade them if you want when they are at the end of their bull cycle with high volume on tier 1 exchanges, but I'll be the one selling to you. Okay, so this is very, very true. When you buy a coin which already has a $500 million market cap, very likely people bought it significantly lower. They're locked up from a VC round or a pre-sale or whatever it was, and they're looking to dump on you when they get unlocked. Also, you're supposed to buy coins before they have their first bull cycle because that's where all the gains are. That's where the outperformance is. If you buy it after it's had a bull cycle, very likely you're not going to get that performance that you're looking for. Okay? So to summarize everything, you want to own 2 coins. A new coin, which hasn't got bag holders, which is new, close to breaking all-time highs, new narrative, new, exciting, fresh, or a multi-cycle outperformer. So a coin that people want to get more of, that they want to denominate their portfolio in, that it has a world-class team, that has a world-class founder, that shows that it's able to stay up to date and innovate and always stay at the bleeding edge of innovation and always pivoting into the newest sectors to stay fresh. Now, I just remembered one more coin which you might consider a multi-cycle outperformer, And the reason that Matic has been able to keep performing well is it's always pivoting to new sectors, right? Once it was a layer 1, now it's a layer 2. You know, it's now a fucking whatever you want it to be, right? It turns into whatever is hot and trending in the market, and that's how it's been able to keep relevant, even from back in, I think it was like back in 2019. This one came out in, okay. So that's all the characteristics, and that's how you should be approaching crypto, buying new coins or multi-cycle outperformers. That's how I do my fundamental analysis. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.